Hello, and welcome back to Let's Replay Mystery Case Files Dire Grove. I'm MCFPapa, and this is part 9. And now that we have the wrench, we can go and get the spark plug. Oh, pardon me, I missed the videotape, so we're gonna do that.
Susan! Where's Matt? He wouldn't stop digging, and I got too cold. It's getting worse out there. Where's Jack? Jack's gone. What? To get help? No, he freaked out and he ran into the woods. Okay, we need to start a fire right now before we freeze to death. No, we need to go get help. No, it's too cold. We need to start a fire right now. What's that? I found him behind the desk when I was looking for matches. If we're gonna stay here, that's fine, but keep this with you. Stop. I am worried about the guys too, but we have to start a fire. I don't know what else to do. There's something out there.
Hey, we got the square, so now we know the solution to the puzzle. Which we aren't even supposed to know that there is a puzzle yet, but oh well. Anyway, with the spark plug, now we can finally get power to the hotel. Now, let's see if I can remember the thing. I think it was 4 of that, 2 of that, and then, hey! 3 of the pole. I remembered it. And now there's a light on. Several lights on, which is really cool that they updated scenes to show that. Spooky. And like here, like you can actually turn on the lights. And it serves no purpose at all. And they had no need to add the detail of doing it. But you can turn on the lights, which is cool. And the really cool thing is in this room, which you don't even have a reason to go in at all. Like, the one downstairs you would at least pass, but here, like, you can turn on the light. So that's a cool detail they bothered to add. And now to plug in the phone and do another puzzle. And what's interesting is that if you remember how to do the generator, you don't need to solve this compass puzzle at all. And if you remember or write down the solution to the final puzzle, you don't need to bother with this puzzle either, or get Allison's phone number and then open her luggage. You don't need to. So that's another really cool feature, although it's more than likely unintentional, but it's just cool that, like, there are optional puzzles in the game, technically. I mean, the puzzles are pretty fun, so you wouldn't want to normally skip them, but it's just interesting that you can. 5851 is the phone number, and the joke is she has BTNT instead of AT&T. I've located Allison's cell phone amidst the rubble of the frozen farmhouse and brought it back to the hotel to give it a charge in the upstairs bedroom. I was finally able to get it running after finally starting the generator and easily circumvented a simple security measure to access her phone number. I remember her saying the last 4 digits of her number matched her suitcase combination. Let's hope this works. I'm definitely running out of time. I can sense the angry spirit of the Ice Lady watching my belabored trek through the devastation that encompasses Dire Grove. And now, speaking of security measures, here too, like that phone puzzle would be an insanely annoying thing to get through to unlock your phone every single time you wanted to use it. Like, that'd be even more annoying, I think, than the museum security, because at least there it would only happen like once a day or something, but you use your phone constantly. Maybe people in 2009 didn't use their cell phones that much. And also, a simple 4-digit PIN number would be more secure, because although it takes a while to do, like with the phone puzzle, there's nothing really stopping anyone from picking up your phone and unlocking it. Anyway, the last 4 digits of Allison's cell phone affords me access to her suitcase, but the contents of her luggage are a bit of a letdown, given the length of effort I've applied to getting this far. A stack of research papers atop a pile of clothing are of little use in my quest to save the world from freezing. The only piece of relevant information is found jotted on a scrap of paper clipped to the aforementioned documents. A handwritten series of glyphs run alongside their Latin equivalents, creating a Celtic Rosetta Stone. I've enclosed it here as it may prove helpful in my investigation. It just might. But anyway, spooky again. Now that I have this nice warm fire, I think it would be prudent to just extinguish it so that it's a bunch of dirty ashes and collect them in an urn. Now that the light's on, we can finally go down into this basement. And while we're down here, why not collect some salt? And remember these? Finally get some use out of them. Clipping this thing, which has always been finicky. I don't know why, but clipping the hose. Oh, you gotta put the uber glue on first and then put the patch. Now we have the acetylene torch. But of course, before doing that, we gotta do the collector's edition content of putting detergent into a washer and doing laundry. Riveting. But at least it gives a hidden object scene. Hey, it's this bag which was in the foyer in Ravenhurst. One thing I do not like about this game is it popularized the use of collector's editions. And now pretty much everyone has to have a collector's edition, which never really includes much additional content. At least not enough to justify double the price, but they release them anyway. And I mean, 3 hidden object scenes, 1 puzzle, and 50 morphing objects scattered around to find really isn't that much added. The hidden object scenes are good, don't get me wrong. The puzzle is kind of meh. Hey, it's the helmet that the statue was wearing in the vault in Capital City Savings and Loan and Prime Suspects. But anyway, like, that's one negative I have about the game. Though it's not really its fault. Like, I don't know, maybe even without Dire Grove having a collector's edition, they would have still become popular. And I've actually had a glitch happen here on occasion where it would actually let me do this hidden object scene again. It wouldn't give me another phone receiver or anything, but I could do it again. And anyway, now with the phone receiver, we can go. I guess there's also the added lore to the game with, like, the secret puzzle in the credits and figuring that out. So I guess there's technically 2 puzzles. Oh, before I dial the number, I should really turn the music way down.
Well, hello again, Detective. Nice of you to drop by. I would have stuck around for a chat, but the weather seems to have taken a turn for the worse. Feel free to make yourself at home, but I wouldn't dally if I were you. The man with the inky bird has been very busy in the dark. There's something he would like to show you. Clicky clicky, Detective. I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise.
I think the subtitles there actually got it wrong, because I always heard it as Inky Bird. But anyway, also I want to give a big thank you to Past Me, who recorded the non-commentary playthrough of Dire Grove, where I looked up the phone number from. So, there's that. Only 4 hidden morphing objects to go. But on the topic of the weird Frenchman, like, I wonder if he was supposed to be, like, some antagonist or something, like, following you and watching, because you can dial him and return to Ravenhurst too, but that's it, and nothing else ever came of the guy. Because I don't think he was in 13th Skull. Because in 13th Skull there is a phone that you can dial, but I don't think there was anything to do with the Frenchman. Pretty weird. Anyway, now with the torch, we can burn the bridge. And I like to just like set it way off in the corner, like I'm not even spraying it on the bridge, but it just magically melts regardless. There's that morphing. Yeah, there's that morphing. Oh, the boots too. Yeah, almost forgot about them. Anyway, now we can finally play the tape we got way back.
October 20th, Diagrove main site, Dr. Patricia Anderson. We've been forced to suspend the dig as the weather has gone downhill rapidly. At first I thought it was just a brief cold spell, but this is bizarre. It's most unnaturally cold. Heavy winds and spotty snowfall impede our examination of the area where we found the relic. I can't believe I'm saying this. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe the legend is real. I hope the young woman I've been corresponding with doesn't attempt to make the journey here. It's too dangerous. Diagrove may soon be ground zero.
Oh, alright, now that I have that done, I can turn the music up. An excavation tent constructed a few hundred meters north of a recent dig site attempts to remain fixed to the ground. Beneath its whipping canvas lie the remains of an archaeological team whose equipment and findings have been tossed about by the violent winds. A reel-to-reel recorder details the final hours of the operation when Arctic temperatures forced those studying the area to flee. It appears Dr. Anderson had a change of opinion regarding the legend of Diagrove. It appears so. Yeah, this is my second favorite hidden object scene in the game. It's really nice looking. I like all the shades of blue of the tent and the light pink sky outside. We get a glass vial. I like the tent flapping in the wind. And how, like, you heard the change there where, like, the wind is blowing much harder up there too. Like, I just love all the little stuff they did to build up the atmosphere of this game. But anyway, now we do what any rational person does with a mercury thermometer and just smashes it. Finally got all the use out of the hammer too. And then we collect it. What's funny is if you break the thermometer as soon as you get the hammer, and then go the whole game, and then at the very end collect it and the mercury still hasn't dripped out. Oh, I never noticed that there are like telephone poles or power lines or whatever knocked down that you can see through the bridge, so that's pretty nice. Anyway, we'll move on to the ruins site in the next part, so like and subscribe if you want. I'll see you then.